Pitiful heifers who have no connection with reality, they're beyond pathetic. Anyway, we're back, and our following show might make future fat fetish video creators think again about joining the fat fetish or whatever the hell they call that community. Have you been keeping up with the creators in the fat fetish community? Mainly how the majority of them are coming to the reality that their quote, job, will probably not pull in enough money for them to live off of if they were to walk away tomorrow. Well, we've been following the amount of money a lot of the heifers in the community are pulling in, what from putting out videos where a lot of them play with their fat on camera. We'll take Riley Hayes, primarily because Riley put out a public note that she quit her job for the community. In other words, she gave up her job, her image, and eternal respect to manipulate low IQ young men who like being taken advantage of under an unhealthy fetish. Now, when you quit your job for immoral content creation, like Riley did, you're taking a huge risk. Riley's friend probably informed her about the money that can be made off of the average internet slave who hates Silka and who will actually buy fat fetish content. Riley, we now know, immediately took that offer. Here you can only guess what Riley planned had been a long and bought-out journey to make enough money from the community to live off of and retire before the age of 30. Only, looking at the actual numbers and how it's actually going for her, well, she won't make it. She will never make enough money in the fat fetish community to live off of beyond a year. And we're going to tell you why. There are a multitude of factors why, and we'll begin with the clear one. Riley had been left behind by the community. What felt like forever, you've been hearing from the fat fetish community that there's room for everyone no matter who you are. Oh, the top fat fetish video creators will tell you, it's not a free for all on whoever can garner the majority of the attention. Oh, bullshit. Even with a little equity being thrown around throughout the community, primarily from Reina every now and then, promoting a group of fat fetish video creators, we think based on skin color, Riley got pretty much nothing from any of them. And take Reina out of it, who else went out of their way to promote Riley? We found nothing but a few collab videos, which turned out to be failed, unwanted, and really unbought content. Now we want to get to the actual numbers, and how you can't do what the top fat fetish creators did, which had been pulling in over $1 million over a 4-year period. We know what they make, but Riley, and you, if you were to join and create in their community, will never make that kind of money. It's worth pointing out that no matter where you live, you're going to pull in the same amount of money through the internet. Location never mattered. But if you live in a high costly area, it'll only be a lot harder. And if you've been following along, Riley lives in the third expensive state in the union. In other words, a home like this, where Riley lives, would be around $1 million, while in Georgia, that home would be around this much. Not good news for Riley if her plan involved being able to be the owner of a home, like everyone would want, or have low energy bills. But Riley told everyone that she loves New England, which anyone paying any attention would know from that alone, that she'll have to eventually rejoin the workforce, primarily due to the fact that New England's overpriced with shit weather, and the fat fetish community's made up of a bunch of fake bitches that will ultimately turn their back on one another for their own benefit. Hell, we know their game. Now from here, Riley will have to find a way to minimize the damage already put on her image being all over the internet, shared from thread to thread, with photos of her playing with her belly. Now Riley, what do you think a future employer would tell you when the community re-uploads your intellectual property for the whole world to view? Yeah, you didn't get the job. Now I want to wrap it up by covering the fact that this can, and will happen to you, if you join the fat fetish fat admiring whatever they call it, community. And put out content of you playing with alright, I'm not, you get the point. Anyone thinking of joining their community as an uploader, don't even think about it. You will be immediately subject to have your image permanently ruined, and for what? $11,000? Now a few might be thinking higher than that, potentially thinking they can generate the amount of money Reina Pop did. Yeah, you want a little reality? Reina Pop will never be allowed to work in the real world again. If she did or wanted to, her only option would be Burger King or whatever, if she got lucky. Reina will likely go through multiple breakups, with never-ending emotional trauma. Reina will never know what life could have been like out in the real world with a government job, with that feeling of accomplishment beyond a month. We think Reina, in our opinion, will go through pure emotional hell throughout the coming years. People have no idea. Her happiness, yeah, that'll be dried up within a month of leaving the community. Riley, if you're watching, leave that community now. You're not going to make it.